to get everything right, that rarely did we have time to sit back and acknowledge what we've done. And I was able to do that with my husband just the other night, and just look at him and say, man, you did this. You did this. You did one of the hardest jobs on the planet. Well, what did he do? Did he do a good job or what? A really good job? Well, speaking of your husband, our special guest,
when Jay-Z comes out, Young B-N-R-O-C. It's Crazy Love, it's the same thing. It's just a little sample to enhance the concert. How are you?
Oh, how are you?
She's making so much sense.
Taking notes upstairs.
I was listening.
So since
there are a couple of things I would correct.
You don't have to do that here. It's my book.
That's my book.
My version of reality.
And we have to drive home together.
Since you're here, I feel like since I'm the moderator and I'm asking questions, I might ask you one. Is that all right? To me, outside of your wife's presence, she's extraordinary. Can you give us a sense? She told us a bit about falling in love with you. What is it that captivated your heart, and how has she evolved and become the woman she is today through your eyes?
All right, so you're going to hear my version of the meeting. So sit down, feel free. Just a little bit of time. First of all, her version about how we had that phone call and she thought I was nerdy, and she didn't say that they had attached a photograph for the summer associates, but like I didn't know where to take a picture, so I went to, what was it, Walgreens or something. It's someplace where they had a photo booth, you know, and I just took one. And the camera, I think I was too close to it, so my nose was really big. And, the lighting wasn't great.
It wasn't a good one.
It wasn't a good one. So I understand why she wasn't impressed. Now my thinking was, I'm reading this at Princeton, Harvard, and we get on the phone, and she's very proper, because as she mentioned,
I'm at work.
She was very much in her, business, lowness, lawyer mode. So she's all like, well, we're really looking forward to having you here, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, she seems a little uptight. That was my impression. Now what is true is I was late and I was wet, as I said on the thing. So I'm having to eat a little crow, and I walk in and she walks out, and first of all, she's really tall. And most of it is legs. I just want to make
All
that.
right, children are here.
She was impressive. So she was much cuter than I had expected and very tall. Did I tell you she was tall? But what is also true, and I heard you say this, and this I can attest to. You know how you meet somebody and you feel like, all right, they get it, or at least they get how you see things. And so once we were together, and she had closed the door, and so she wasn't acting, you know, all like. And we could just kind of talk and be relaxed right away. Obviously she was extraordinarily smart and beautiful. She had this great sense of humor, great storyteller, you guys, as you are here. But there was also a sense of depth, because even though I didn't know her full story at that point, you could tell this was somebody who had a story behind the surface that was powerful. So it's true, I just kept on asking her out. And she had let me say this whole mentor thing.
That's what it was called.
Yeah. So the way this works is that these law firms, because Michelle had gone straight through school, I had worked, so she was younger than me, and we get there. And basically what happens with summer associates, when they're trying to recruit, they assign somebody who's like taking you out to lunch and showing you where the Xerox machine is. You know, so it wasn't like that serious. But she thought somehow she would be taking advantage of me. So I was all like, what's the big deal? Why don't we just go out? So no, that wouldn't be appropriate. And I don't know if you remember that, I actually said, well, I'll quit the job. And then we can go out, there will not be a conflict of interest. So basically I wore her down. And but here's the main point I think I want to make, is that during that summer, even while she was, you know, pushing off, and it's true, she was trying to send me over with some of her friends who I was not interested in at all. But you know, that's okay.
Don't go there.
I'm not. But the thing that what they missed right there was like those long pauses. You know, like, yeah, remember how he used to like not finish his thought really quickly? He used to do that all the time on TV. But the thing that I remember during that summer, as we became friends, before she finally relented to a date, was she was one of a kind. I hadn't met somebody who was that strong and that honest, and somebody who I just felt was a rock, was somebody who I knew at that point I would always be able to count on. And that somebody who, if she was the mother of my children, I knew my children would turn out to be extraordinary. And this is important, I knew she would challenge me. Because I think that the one thing for me that I always understood was that whatever marriage, whatever partnership, was going to work, it couldn't be one that was just one-sided. And I did have a pretty clear sense of where I was going. And I wanted somebody there who would call me when I was wrong and would push me if I was falling short. And boy, did she do that. So, and I will say, over the course of our marriage, and there have been, like every marriage, we had tough times, we argued. There's never been a point in which that core thing I saw ever wavered, where I was ever disappointed, where I wasn't completely in awe of her talents and gifts, and so that's how you get through the bumps and difficulties, is when you see the other person, you absolutely convinced, you know what, that person remains as extraordinary, as one of a kind, as I thought she was way back when.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michelle Obama and her husband, President Obama.
For rolling with us. Yes. Don't forget to thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment if you want to have a conversation. That's right. Down below, please. Peace. Peace. Obama out.